All right, welcome back. So we're going to put some final touches on this before we send it off to our printer, print out some sheets, throw it on cardboard, and start making this thing. So I think I want to make a little like treasure box. Um, just so like, oh, there's treasure on the other side of the cave or whatever. This is just like a small little thing. So let's make a sketch and put it on top of the ground. We'll orient around so we could see. If it's confusing, like when you're looking 90 degrees at the sketch plane, sometimes I'll just do it in 3D space and sort of like flip it around until it looks all right. So make our treasure box like, I don't know, 60 by like, looks kind of good, 60 by 40. And then we know the thickness of our cardboard is 2.8 millimeters. So we'll do a 2.8 millimeter offset. And we will extrude this up. Do like something like that. Make it 30 millimeters. We will unmerge the result. And then what else do we want to do? Okay, I'm going to show you a cool trick. So let's do a sketch. So basically, this is just a rectangle, right? But when we actually make it, we want it to be 4 pieces of cardboard that we could glue the sides together to make the rectangle. But to make this, we'll do a sketch, and we're going to sketch on top of this face that we just made. So I'll show you the trick. Basically, you want to make lines. You want to make lines where you would cut the cardboard. So let's say I want to make lines here, here, so that there's, so imagine we just like took like a chainsaw and cut this guy where these lines are. Now we have a couple of different pieces, right? So this would be the first piece, this would be the second piece, 3 and 4, right? So just imagine that. So we have that sketch. Now, I never know where this feature is located, and this is super useful if you forget where features are located. You go to this little black box with the arrow, search commands, and you just type in whatever. If you know the name of the feature, then it'll bring it up for you. So I know it's called split. So what split wants, I don't know, I think this is a bug, but basically I X out of this, and now the split command comes up, and it says, what do you want to use as trim tools? So basically we're going to cut a body using a sketch. So the tool that we want to use is the sketch that we just made. You need to select the body that you want to cut. So next I'll select the rectangle that we made, and then I'll press cut bodies. So now I check all of these because I want to keep all of these. I just want them to be cut, but like keep all of them. And then I press OK. And now I'll just hide this sketch because it's annoying. But now we have 4 separate bodies, and we created that with only 2 features. So it's pretty nice. And then I'll just make one more piece on the side. That's just a little something like this, like a little arc. This, I just want to make a little treasure chest, basically. 0.8. And then we'll connect these lines. And we'll extrude this through. And we'll go up to surface. This is a cool use of this, so you guys can learn what up to surface and the extrude is. Up to surface, click this side. You don't want to merge result. So this piece, I don't think we're gonna print out on paper. I think we're just gonna try and like rough it out and like score it to like curve cardboard to get like a little arc feature. But yeah, so now we got a little piece of treasure that you can look into the cave and try and reach for, but then the trapdoor will shut. What else? What else? So I'm not gonna put it in our actual design, but when we're making this, we're going to reference back to our model just for some dimensions because the table has to be at a specific position, right? So it has to be, if you take the measuring tool, it has to be from that edge to this edge, has to be like 138 millimeters. And then it has to be like 114 millimeters from like inside depth wise. So we'll just have to reference that back when we're like hot gluing this table into position, which is fine. And then one more thing I want to show you guys is okay, one more thing that I want to show you guys is let's say like when I'm working on my boombot or my killjoy turret. Let's say I'm completely revising something. I'm totally changing a system. And I want to save my work and have it to reference back on and like archive it just in case I need to look at something. Basically what I'll do is I'll create a whole new folder of all the parts that are one revision up. So if we started at Rev 1, the next one would be Rev 2. But within that folder are all the same parts, all interconnected to one another. And SOLIDWORKS has a great feature that allows you to do that super quickly. So I'll just show you how to do that. So let's say you go to, if you're in your assembly file, it'll take all of the files in here and make iterations of them. So you go to File, and then you go to, where is it? You go to Pack and Go. So this is a little messy because there's a lot of subcomponents to our Arduino file that we brought in from GrabCAD. But you'll click, so down here you'll click Browse, and let's say, so I've already made a couple of versions of this, just like testing it out to make sure it works for you guys. Let's say I'm on Rev 5 and I want to go to Rev 6, right? So I'll do another folder. This is just my file structure. You guys could do it however you want. But I'll do another folder that's called Rev 6, right? And then for all the file names, so like my assembly file, I'll change to Rev 6. And my master, I'll change to Rev 6. And then I'll also make sure that this is flattened to single folder. You could keep full folder structure. So basically, if you had like folders within folders, it'll keep that same file structure when you go to the new revision. Or you could bring it all to one folder. I like bringing it all to one folder. You could do it whatever you want. So now if I go flatten to single folder, I press save. It's going to take the same package of folders because they're all interconnected with one another. And you can't really like change the name of one without changing the name of another. And then it's going to like forget where it was saved. So you have to like package it and then create an exact copy and like revision that upwards to make changes again. So now I'm going to X out. I'm going to get out of all my parts. And then, so Rev 5 is what we were just working in. Rev 6 is all our same parts. And we just have revved things up by one, right? So this is so annoying. So cave assembly Rev 6. Boom. So now we have all of the parts with an increased revision, and we can make whatever changes we want. And if we still want to reference back our old set of files, we just go back to our previous folder and open that up. So now all the new changes, whatever we're going to change and like modify as a system, is going to occur here. And we still have the other files to look back on if we want to. All right, so those are the final details I wanted to cover. And now in the next part, I'm going to show you how to make a drawing out of your parts, and then we'll print everything out and start making this thing. So yeah.